All right, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for coming out today. This is Death and New Life Part 2. This is the conclusion to our 6-part Easter series. We started off with Angels and Mothers, and then we did Yearning for Summer. What was the third one? Love and Colors. Love and Colors we did. Then we did Jokes and Lies. And on Saturday we did Death and New Life Part 1. And now we are in Death and New Life Part 2. And this is gonna do it for us on this Easter series. After tonight's show, I will be taking a week-long break from live streaming as I figure out some new stuff to try with. As I try out some new stuff for my streaming platforms and everything. We'll be back again next Monday. But for tonight we're going to have a good time here. We're going to start off tonight's show with Wind Song. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for coming out. I see you dancing there, but there's tension in your stare, as if the world is disturbing your peace, as if there's something deep inside you try so hard to hide, leaves you aching to find your sweet release. Just come with me and I'll show you a place where the wind flows free. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace of breathing in. And so we began in the corner of your home little room. It's like roses in bloom. We're breathing in this freedom and the basking in the wind. Just take a seat with me. Let it run free. There is no shame. Feel the tension ooze away. I still want you by my side. If it makes you feel alive, feel the fragrance of creation as you stay. It's a love so fine, but now just let it flow from your depths into mine. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace of breathing in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. We're breathing in this freedom and the basking in the wind. Once you're satisfied, just return to the dance and to the soundtrack of your life. Just so you know, if the tension ever grows, then come back here to find me and let the wind blow. Let the warm air hit your face. There's no disgrace, breathe it in. And so we began in the corner of your own little room. It's like roses in bloom. We're breathing in this freedom and the basking in the wind. This freedom and the basking in the wind. All right, thanks again for coming out for us tonight. That was Wind Song. Hello, Mrs. D. I hope you had a very happy Easter. And I hope that those of you who were watching had a very happy Easter as well. Tonight we're singing songs themed to death and new life. And that comes in a variety of different ways by a variety of different people. I have a couple of original songs that kind of flow into that category in some way. So I'll be playing some of those. I'm playing quite a few covers, and with a couple of original songs mixed in. This next song is called Ember. I can't sleep tonight. There's 1,000 fireflies. Tomorrow fears it might. Glowing yellow stain my eyes. It occurs to me, more so than I wish to say, the pain of which I sing, built up longer than today. There is still an ember, a flicker of a flame that made it through the worst falls, the desert, storm, and rain. Tomorrow I will try again, but tonight here I lay. I work through the day. In the moment I ignore, I collect my pay, but I won't return for more. With my inner strife on this filter system too, I can't live my life at a wall I can't break through. There is still an ember, a flicker of a flame that made it through the worst falls, the desert, storm, and rain. Tomorrow I will try again, but tonight here I lay. When the moon is new, or the cover clouds my stay, that's when I must escape. There's only so much I can take. There is still an ember, a flicker of a flame, made it through the worst falls, the desert, storm, and rain. Tomorrow I will try again, but tonight here I lay. But I can't move tonight. All right, thanks again. That was Ember. This next song is called Spring. This was written by Richard Shindell, one of my favorite songwriters. And I personally believe that if there is any real period of time that really demonstrates new life the best, it is the entire month of spring, pretty much, especially this early part of spring. Outside the window, you're just starting to see the trees starting to bud, leaves are starting to grow, and of course, the weather is getting very nice and warm. It was a nice mid-60s afternoon today. Feels good to go out without a coat on after spending the entire winter bundled up. Yes, and it's not raining. Yeah, that's right. That is right, Ginny. And I do thank the Lord for that one. At least for now. When it's not streaming, I don't care. Day will begin like any other. Another sunrise in the east. It'll reach across and touch you like a lover. It'll tease you from a dream. And opening your eyes, you will surrender to the light that fills the room. And hope that you have carried since September, you will offer up to June. Maybe we'll be certain you can take it as a vow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. Looking out your window, you will wonder at the blooming in your yard. And every opening flower will be a mirror of the quickening in your heart. Maybe we'll be certain you can take it as a vow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. Day will begin like any other. Another sunrise in the east. It'll reach across and touch you like a lover. It'll tease you from a dream you won't remember. Maybe we'll be certain you can take it as a vow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the bow. Winter's just the curtain, spring will take the vow. All right, thanks again. That was Spring by Richard Shindell. Let me know if everything sounds good. I do have a mix here, and I'm hearing some somewhat inconsistencies with it, but if it's not bothering you, then it's not bothering me. I'll do a couple of, next couple songs are going to be a couple of tragic stories. Are told by different songwriters about different points in life. The songwriter for this song is named Richard Thompson. And in his own words, I've seen Richard Thompson in concert before, and he has a wicked sense of humor. He said this song is about a love triangle between a guy, a girl, and a motorcycle. But I like to think it's more the couple in love and the motorcycle that really holds a special bond for them. This is called 1952 Vincent Black Lightning. Says Red Molly to James, that's a fine motorbike. A girl could feel special on any such like. Says James to Red Molly, my hat's off to you. It's a Vincent Black Lightning 1952. And I've seen you at the corners and cafes, it seems. Red hair and black leather, my favorite color scheme. And he pulled her on behind and down to Box Hill they did ride. Says James to Red Molly, here's a ring for your right hand. But I'll tell you in earnest, I'm a dangerous man. For I fought with the law since I was 17. I robbed many a man to get my Vincent machine. I'm 21 years, I might make 22. And I don't mind dying, but for the love of you. And if fate should break my stride, then I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Come down, Red Molly, called Sergeant McRae. For they've taken young James 80 for armed robbery. Shotgun blast hit his chest, left nothing inside. Oh, come down, Red Molly, to his dying bedside. She came to the hospital, there wasn't much left. He was running out of road, he was running out of breath. But he smiled to see her cry. He said, I'll give you my Vincent to ride. Says James, in my opinion, there's nothing in this world beats a 52 Vincent and a red-headed girl. Now Nortons and Indians and Greaves won't do. They don't have a soul like a Vincent 52. She reached for her hand and he slipped her the keys. He said, I've got no further use for these. I've seen angels and Ariels and leather and chrome swooping down from heaven to carry me home. Then he gave her one last kiss and died. And he gave her his Vincent to ride. All right, thanks again. That was 1952 Vincent Black Lightning by Richard Thompson. Great songwriter. Actually lives in Montclair, New Jersey, originally from England. And he's a pretty big name on the folk music scene. So sad. Well, fortunately, it's fiction. Great guitar playing on that song. That was a tough song for me to learn. It really was. And I still don't do it the way Richard Thompson plays it. It's a lot more complicated with his version. But nonetheless, this next song is another tragic tale. This one is written by a guy named Stan Rogers. If you don't know, Stan Rogers was a folk musician that came out of Canada, and he was one of those names that became kind of synonymous with Canadian folk music, much like Gordon Lightfoot is today. Unfortunately, Stan Rogers had a much shorter life. He was killed in a fire on board a plane back in 1983. He was known for writing very maritime songs, and he became synonymous specifically with maritime culture in Canada. This is one of the last songs he wrote before his passing. This is called White Squall. Now it's just my luck to have the watch with nothing left to do. Watch the deadly waters glide as we roll north to the Sioux. Wonder when they'll turn again and pitch us to the rail, or whirl off one more youngster in the gale. The kid was so damned eager, it was all so big and new. You never had to tell him twice or find him work to do. And evenings on the mess deck, he was always first to sing, show us pictures of the girl he'd wed in the spring. But I told that kid 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots so fast, they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyerton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. Now it's a thing that us old-timers know. In a sultry summer calm, there comes a blow from nowhere, and it goes off like a bomb. and a 15,000 tonner can be thrown upon her beam, while the gale takes all before it with a scream. The kid was on the hatches, lying staring at the sky. From where I stood, I swear I could see tears fall from his eyes. So I hadn't the heart to tell him that he should be on a line, even on a night so warm and fine. But I told that kid 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyerton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. When it struck, he sat up with a start. I roared to him, get down. But for all that he could hear, I could as well not made a sound. So I clung there to the stanchions, and I felt my face go pale as he crawled hand over hand along the rail. I could feel her kneeling over with the fury of the blow. I watched the rail go under then, so terrible and slow. Then like some great dog she shook herself and roared upright again. Far overside I heard him call my name. But I told that kid 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyerton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. So it's just my luck to have the watch with nothing left to do but watch the deadly waters glide as we roll north to the Sioux. I wonder when they'll turn again and pitch us to the rail and whirl off one more youngster in the gale. But I tell these kids 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyerton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone to a white squall. All right, thanks again. That was White Squall by Stan Rogers. Great singer-songwriter, gone too soon. All right, let me tune up the guitar real quick. I have 2 more songs on this guitar, and then I'll switch over to the other and play the rest of the night with this one. This next song is actually one that I've never played before, but it is a favorite of mine. It's about an interesting take on life and misfortune. And one way to look at it. It's by the Indigo Girls. It's called Galileo. Galileo's head was on the block. Crime was looking up the truth. And as the bombshells of my Bailey fears explode, I try to trace them to my youth. Then you had to bring up reincarnation over a couple of beers the other night. And now I'm serving time for mistakes made by another in another lifetime. How long till my soul gets it right? Can any human being ever reach that kind of light? I call on the resting soul of Galileo, king of night vision, king of insight. Then I think about my fear of motion, which I never could explain. Some other fool across the ocean years ago must have crashed his little airplane. How long till my soul gets it right? Can any human being ever reach that kind of light? I call on the resting soul of Galileo, king of night vision, king of insight. I'm not making a joke, you know me, I take everything so seriously. If we wait for this time till our souls get it right, then at least I know there'll be no nuclear annihilation in my lifetime. I'm still not right. I offer thanks to those before me. That's all I've got to say. 'Cause maybe you've squandered big bucks in your lifetime. Now I have to pay. But then again, it feels like some sort of inspiration to let the next life off the hook. She'll say, look what I had to overcome from my last life. I'll think I'll write a book. How long till my soul gets it right? Can any human being ever reach that kind of light? Except for the resting soul of Galileo, king of night vision, king of insight. Whew. That song worked up a sweat in me. I do enjoy that song. That was Galileo by the Indigo Girls. This next one is an original. Almost there. There it is. Here we go. This is called Build This City. And Patterson on the bread box line, he lost his home on his own time. She rules the bright light serenade with a child at her promenade. Theater man in the tightest jeans, a husband sick in bed asleep. From the ashes of pain and pity, come together, let's build this city. innocence with charcoal skin. His brother shot by a blue man's tin. A mother trapped in a textile mill risks her hand for her mouths to fill. Concrete towers proud and tall, how many iron workers fall from the ashes of pain and pity. Come together, let's build this city. We used to be a southern land, planted firmly in the sand, where shops were called our conscience hid. Wake up to see just what they did. They ripped apart the prophet's tongue, and the murderer is free to run. The gambler hits the slope in stride, climbing up to the money's high. The working man has a beggar's kiss. God knows we are better than this. So from the ashes of pain and pity, come together, let's build this city. 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 All right, thanks again. That was Build This City. That's going to be on the new record. Starting tomorrow, I am going to be going full speed ahead on recording for the new record. I have a couple of things I want to do here in the home studio first, and then I'll start getting in contact with some session musicians that'll help me play some of the other tunes on the record. And if everything goes well, the album should be out by late summer or early fall. All right, on the theme of death and new life again, I'm going to play just one more slow and sad tune for you. The rest of the show after this will be a little bit more upbeat. This is a song by David Wilcox. The music is based on an old traditional tune, and it's his lyrics. This is called Jamie's Secret. Near River Bend where the stream runs clear, one winter morning of a day last year, I heard a secret that I now can say concerning Jamie, who's passed away. If you had known her, then you'd agree. Her smiling eyes could make a blind man see. She laughed with innocence and she moved with style. A full-grown lover with a childhood smile. She moved out west where the air is clean to study poetry at Evergreen. I thought I'd see her in a year or two, till we heard rumors that I feared were true. They never found where she went that night. And she lived with said they'd had a fight. She left that cabin to walk alone. She kept the light on, but she never came home. She must have gone by the riverside. Searchers say that's how she must have died. The winter water was cold with snow, an icy boulder, and down she'd go. Well, I heard the news, but I could not cry. I should be shattered, but my eyes were dry. To feel no sorrow was my surprise, but the words came easy for those last goodbyes. Till I took a walk by the river bend, where once we lingered when she was my friend. I tried to melt the river of tears inside. The river flowed, but joy I cried. She may be gone from this life we know. She may have frozen in the ice and snow, but there's a secret that my heart can't tell, except to say that she's safe and well. Near River Bend, where the stream runs clear, one winter morning of a day last year, I heard a secret that I now can say concerning Jamie, who's passed away. So that was Jamie's Secret by David Wilcox. We'll get back into the happier sounding stuff now. From here on out, it's all original tunes. Some of them new, some of them old. Here's a new one. This is Uptown Shell. Towers and streets, they never spare a passing glance at a cold, mangled body and threadbare rags, calloused hands, hefty bags under bloodshot eyes, concrete rest. The sidewalk's my bed tonight, so be polite. I am an uptown shell, no place to rest my head upon. I am an uptown shell. Everything I had is gone, 'cause even the foxes have their dens, and the birds of the air have nests. But there is no place to rest for an uptown shell. Day after day, held by the poison in my hand, stumbling through, hold down a job as long as I can. The choices I made leave me searching for reason and rhyme. Where it went wrong, I wonder as I bide my time. It's all that's mine. I am an uptown shell, no place to rest my head upon. I am an uptown shell. Everything I had is gone, 'cause even the foxes have their dens, and the birds of the air have nests. But there is no place to rest for an uptown shell. Though I'm drunk and I can't pay, I still have hope it can get better someday. Buildings shine in the heat of the sun. If you survive the day, you have won. I am an uptown shell, no place to rest my head upon. I am an uptown shell. Everything I had is gone, 'cause even the foxes have their dens, and the birds of the air have nests. But there is no place to rest for an uptown shell. No place for an uptown shell. All right, that was Uptown Shell. Here's a song now that is actually as happy as it sounds. It's another new song called Our Satisfaction. I've played it a few times on stream. It's a song about camaraderie and being together in whatever way you want to be. Some people like to hit the town on a Saturday night, from a swagger to a swoon. They dance and drink till the wee hours of the morning light, to some new familiar tune. But with you I can rest easy, dance alone to our hearts beating as one. 'Cause we got our own song and it goes sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Some people like to to hit up God on a Sunday morning with Jesus on their tongue. Their arms wide open and arms reaching towards the sky, singing to a worship song. But you and me, we step outside and listen to the birds perched on a tree. That's all the worship I will ever need. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Some people like to hit the road in the early hours on just about any day. We chase the sun until it sets above our heads, and a campfire makes its way. So me and you and all our friends, we come together, souls and hands, tell our stories, share reactions. It's where we get our satisfaction. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Thanks again. That was Our Satisfaction. Allow me to mute for just a second here. All right, we're back now. You don't want to hear that trumpet on stream. Nonetheless, TV shows you an illusion. There's a darker side of town. I tremble at the thought of being next in line as the higher powers pound. The lucky ones sweat out the city jail. The others blaze a rosewood brown and blood red trail. Baltimore, can you hear children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. Jail van skids through these poor man's streets. We just let them have their fun. His hands are tied, his body's loose against this floor and walls. That'll teach him not to run. Hit a great bar and he's gone. Blue skies turn to gray as his soul passes on. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. These martyrs leave their sidewalks wounded and stained. It's up to us to summon down the cleansing rain. Their names are stapled to our chest. We won't stop till they can rest. Baltimore, can you hear your children crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Baltimore, can you hear your country crying? Baltimore, can you hear the people singing? Let the revolution pass through Baltimore. Revolution pass through Baltimore. Well, thanks again. That was Baltimore. Oh, I just noticed that Joe is here. Thank you very much for coming out, Joe. Hope you had a very happy Easter, you and the family. And I'm going to keep moving on. We got 2 more songs for you tonight, and then we're going to call it a night. Thank y'all very much for coming out and tuning in. Here's a song I haven't done in a little while. This one is out as a single on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever you get your music from. It's not on an album or anything, but if you stream your music, you can listen to it from where you are. This is called The Finish Line. Money gives the orders high, officials blind and pockets line. They either don't see or they just don't care. Everybody knows their names, they run the race on that alone. The light turns green and they're halfway there. They pick the winner, 'cause nobody else really matters here. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race we're here to run. Beyond the tape, then we spread out, basking in their fake fluorescent sun. Our gears begin to grind just past the finish line. Once the celebration ends, the trophy's handed to the strong, and litter lines the decrepit streets. But that is where the work begins. Heroes work behind the scenes. Sweepers line as the cameras flee. Don't give the trouble of saying we don't really matter here. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race we're here to run. Beyond the tape, then we spread out, basking in their fake fluorescent sun. Our gears begin to grind just past the finish line. We are the cleaners, the drivers, street sweepers who clean up the guns. We are the rebels, the fighters, crusaders and fathers and mothers, and daughters and sons. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race. We're not gonna win the here and now. It's a different race. We're here to run behind the tape, then we spread out, basking in their fake fluorescent sun. Our gears begin to grind just past the finish line. Oh, just past the finish line. All right, thanks again. That was The Finish Line. I'm going to do one more song for you, then we're going to call it a night. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for coming out and joining tonight's stream. If you're new here, please leave a like on the video and a like on my Facebook page, or subscribe to me on YouTube. And thanks very much for joining me. Once again, my name is Kyle Hancherek. If you're willing to give any kind of financial support to help support the show, you can go to my Patreon page here, patreon.com/Kyle Hancherek, where you can sign up for a monthly subscription service for as little as $1 a month, and up to $20, depending on what you want out of your subscription. You can leave a one-time tip down here at my PayPal page, paypal.me/Kyle Hancherek. Give as much as you feel is worthy. If you can't give financial support, don't worry about it. That's perfectly fine. I don't hold that against you. I know times are still tough. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for joining in. I'm glad to see so many friends decided to stop in. And again, after this, I'm taking a week-long break from streaming. I have a in-person show on Saturday at Torn Valley Vineyards in Hillburn, New York. So if you're in the area, you can join me for that. And the next time I'm going to be streaming is on Monday, next Monday, same time, same place, 7 o'clock. We don't have a theme quite ready for it yet, although I am working on it. I'm thinking of something that has to do with the moon and nighttime. There are a lot of great songs that talk about the night. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and I hope to see you next time. This is How You Say Goodbye. The bases are loaded. I bow down to the floor. A single shot on this green plot is all I'm asking for. September is faded. No room for wanting more. My sad goodbye that's spoken through this stadium ensures. The temple is floating. The cheers sound much too good. The backyard sales of tallest tales is far too understood. I'm taking my chances with a slightly crooked grin and a fire in my eyes, in a timely telling sin. If the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight, swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. And that, my friends, is how you say goodbye. So many moments, but none to save the day. I never had that chance, but that's the price I had to pay. But now I am grounded. The fans ignite the flame, And the lightning says straight road ahead to glory and to fame. When the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight. Swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, this face looks better than a morning glory bloom, but I'm struck out way more times you can fit in this old room. But as I turn to leave, I'll find a strength I'll never tell. So I'm climbing up the down escalator for one last kiss farewell. And the pitch comes in over the plate, just the right speed and perfectly straight. Swinging the bat and it cracks and the crowd goes wild. It's a long line drive to dead center field. It's over the wall and the legacy's sealed. That, my friends, is how you say goodbye. Oh, and that, my friends, is how I said goodbye. Thanks again so much, everybody, for joining us. Glad you could be here with me tonight. We'll be back again to stream on Monday at 7 p.m. right here on either Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching on. A lot of the comments came from Facebook tonight, as usual. But thanks again for coming out, and once again, I'm going to be doing another in-person show, the first one of the year, at Torn Valley Vineyards in Hilburn, New York, on Saturday, April 10th, starting at 1 p.m. So if you can join Ronnie and I for that show, that'd be really great. It'd be really great to see you guys there. Thanks to everybody who commented and came out tonight. Thank you to Mrs. D. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Twigs. And thank you, Ginny, as well. You guys have all been great, and it's been great to talk to you guys again. But in the meantime, we're going to be closing up shop now. We'll be back again on Monday. The in-person show is on Saturday, and we'll also be streaming the following Wednesday as well. So that's what the schedule looks like for the next week and a half or so. So I hope you can join me for those shows. Thanks again for coming out, and I will be back here again next Monday. So I hope to see you then. Peace and love, you guys. See you soon.